All right, let's dive right into it. Let's save some time for everyone. We got an awesome webinar. And if this is your first time joining us, welcome. I am Jason there on the left, and we are always lucky to be joined by David Rockland, the digital strategist, and so much more here at Brilliant Directories. David, thanks for taking the time to join us in today's webinar.
Hey everybody, glad to be back for another webinar. We've got a really good tip of the week coming up. Really looking forward to this one.
Absolutely, it is going to be a fun, and it's been an exciting last few weeks here at BD. We are streaming on YouTube live right now, so those of you in YouTube land, welcome to the webinar. Definitely recommend you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can head on over to brilliantdirectories.com/YouTube and just click on that red subscribe button. It's a great way to get updated as soon as the webinar replays are available, new tutorial videos, the tips of the week, and more. And also what's good about the YouTube Live is the replay will be available immediately after the webinar. So if you want to watch something again, we went over something a little too quickly, we will post the replay in the Brilliant Directories Facebook group, and also encourage you to join us there. You can head on over to brilliantdirectories.com/Facebook and hit on that blue join button. All are welcome. And if you're not familiar with that group, it's a great way to get alternative support from fellow BDers. You can ask how-to questions, strategy questions, see how other people are working on their site or implementing certain features. So it's a great way to grow and learn about the platform. And also something fun happening this month in the Facebook group. It's not all just business in there. We have a free iPad giveaway that we're doing this month in November. I think the last one we did was back in July. That was tons of fun. And again, hello out there to some of the new names and faces out there. Felipe, Leo, Lisa, and Mark, good to see you here. Just a little bit about Webinar Wednesday. We push a lot of updates week after week into the platform. Also, thanks to you guys for your suggestions, your support tickets, your feature suggestions. And in the webinars, what we try to do is highlight some of the newer features that can help you grow your community a bit quicker. So we cover topics like increasing traffic, converting visitors to members, creating content, publishing and promoting content. That's actually going to be part of the tip of the week today. So if you have questions on any of these topics regarding your own website or any questions at all, we'll do our best to get to as many questions as we can in today's webinar in just a few moments. But before we do that, let's dive into some of the lab updates, some of the noteworthy updates that were pushed into the platform just over the last week or two. And we'll start there at the top. Let me see if Stephen is on the webinar here. He asked about this one last time. I think that's the Stephen, but smart lists now. You can now create individual webhooks for specific smart lists, forms, and posts. Prior to this, if you're using webhooks with your smart lists, it would group all the smart list types together and send all that data into the webhook. I'll quickly show you where this is. If we head on over to the admin area here and go to Developer Hub and under webhooks, what you can do now is you can create a new webhook. Just look for that plus button there. And what's good now is you can, if you have custom forms on your site, like if you have a landing page and you're capturing email addresses and things like that, those are custom forms. You can create webhooks for those. Also for your different post features like events, jobs, properties. So anytime a member creates or updates a post, you can create individual smart lists, webhooks to send that data out. And then over here, you can see you can select individual smart lists for that data to get synced and sent with the webhook. So that is now available. If you're using webhooks and smart lists, this should be quite useful for you. This next one here is related to the members dashboard. I'll go there real quick. Now you have an option in the membership plan settings to display the members' recent transaction history. Let me show you what that looks like first. So in the members dashboard here, there is a new module that you can just turn on or off, and it will just show a stream of the members' recently paid transactions on your website. It could be for digital products, leads, their membership plan. It just shows 3 or 4 here, I guess 4 in this case. And if they click view all, it will take them to the same link that the billing information goes to so they can see the full transaction history. Let me show you where this setting is. If we navigate to the admin area, again, it's under membership plans, so you can enable it per membership plan level. And we'll just go ahead and edit membership plan 1. And this will be under the members dashboard tab. And if we scroll down here under dashboard display settings, it's the newest one here, show recent transactions module. So actually, I think this would be more useful than the QR code if you guys have the QR code enabled there. But it's up to you. You can choose what you want to enable and disable here. All right, this next one is related to the members account status. So members can be active, inactive, on hold, canceled. There is a new one called incomplete. We found a few cases where members were signing up specifically for paid membership plans, and something got stuck during the sign up process, and those members were being set as active. We've corrected that, and through this process, we've created a new account status called incomplete. So basically, this will catch any members who don't fully complete payment on a membership plan sign up. If there's any glitch or whatever might happen, their internet went in and out, they refreshed the page, something didn't get transferred correctly with the data and their payment, they will be marked as an incomplete status. And you will also receive a failed transaction email. That always went out, an email to the admin owner when there are failed membership plan signups. So you can be proactive, maybe follow up with the member based on their email address that they entered and so forth. But let me show you where this status is. If you go to search members, and if we go to account status here, we'll see a new one called incomplete. Now, again, this is going to be used by the system when paid membership plan signups, something doesn't complete properly during that process, they'll be set as incomplete. But this is an alternate status that you could use for other things as well if you need to kind of group or segment members in other certain ways. This status is now available for you to use as well. All right, this next one here is related both to digital products and coupon codes. So with the digital products add-on, it allows you to create additional services that you can sell to your members. And you can create coupon codes. So maybe you're selling SEO services, marketing services, you're going to sell an email blast or boost, or in-person services that you're offering your members. You do have the ability to clone post type. So a lot of people clone their blog post type and call it something else and use it for another type of content they want to publish. So people were cloning their digital product post types, but weren't able to create coupon codes for those cloned digital product post types. Now you can do that, so it's working as expected. So you can get really granular with creating coupon codes for just about anything that you're selling through your website, including if you've cloned the digital products post type and called it something else. We've seen people clone it to sell workshops, again, SEO services, and other things like that, tickets, and so on and so forth. All right, this next one also kind of related to finance. You now have the ability to search transactions by the product name or keyword. I'll show you why that's kind of helpful here. If we go to the finance tab in the transaction history, this is a demo site. There are no transactions on it, but I should be able to explain what's happening here. So this is the new field here, search product name. And prior to this, you were able to search based on membership plan and how much revenue that membership plan has generated for you, or just searching the transaction history for people who are signed up to that membership plan. But again, if you're selling digital products and you're looking for a specific name of a product in your transaction history, again, maybe you sold a workshop, those are not membership plans and we're not showing in this dropdown. So now you could search for workshop, if that was the name of the post for the digital product. You can search for digital products in general. Anything that's part of the name of the product that they purchased, you could now search for here, including leads, pay per post. You were not able to search for those prior, but now you can search for all those individual and alternate transactions. Or if you have a group of membership plans, and you just want to search a partial name. So you just want to search the word plan, and it'll find all products that have the name plan in the name. So that gives you a little bit more broader search than selecting just one membership plan as the product to search transactions for. And lastly here, we did push additional speed optimizations into the front end of websites, just ticking the needle a few points on the page speed scoring. It's just an ongoing maintenance thing that we do at this point. The benchmarks for most BD sites are pretty quick. If you ever notice your site's scoring a bit lower, it might be because you've added maybe larger images there or some tracking codes. Facebook has pixels, HubSpot, analytics, Google Tag Manager. All these can contribute to slower page load times, but there are ways to remedy that based on where you're loading those scripts on your page and so forth. So BD team is here to kind of help, and we can give a quick overview of maybe what might be some of those issues, but we definitely want everyone's sites to be nice and speedy. And some updates coming soon. A lot of you are using Zapier and Pabbly to create workflow integrations between BD and other platforms. Up until now, when you're sending data out of your BD site and wanting to send it to a third-party platform using Zapier, you would utilize the webhooks. We are creating dedicated triggers so that you can actually select Brilliant Directories as the trigger to initiate the workflow. One pro about that is the webhooks in Zapier is a premium feature. They want you to have a paid plan in Zapier, but with the triggers, you don't need a paid premium plan to utilize that. So this will just be an additional way to port out your data, to export your data out of your BD site and transfer it and share it with other platforms that you use. In addition to that, this one actually came up. A lot of people are excited for it. The profile tabs, the ability to scroll excessive tabs on mobile and desktop instead of stacking the tabs on the member's profile page one on top of each other. That should be released, I'd say, before November 20th. It's going through its final QA, a few more checks, so we should have that released this month. And lastly here, the digital products, ability for members to revisit their confirmation pages and the emails they received after they purchase digital products for you. So maybe there was critical information in an email and they lost it, or there were additional steps after purchase on a confirmation page after they purchase a digital product. They'll be able to revisit that. Right now they can't, and they're kind of at a stalemate. They purchase something, they don't know how to re-access it. So this should help both with the support you're providing your members and provide a bit more comfort to members who might need to kind of access this information again. In addition to that, we have lots of cards on our list here on the development side. So speed, security, API, webhooks, and tons of quality of life features. I think in the next the next upcoming months, we've been working on it slowly, but we'll put a little bit more emphasis on it. It's just working on the text editor, just making it a bit more intuitive when you're clicking and dragging things and so forth. So we're just going to put a little more focus on that, just make it a little more fluid and just reduce a little bit of the aggravation some of you may be feeling when you click around and it's not getting exactly pixel perfect the way that you want it. So these are some of the amazing updates thanks to you guys. And before we move on to the tip of the week, I'm going to lower everyone's hands. If you have a comment or a question on this slide on these topics here, feel free to raise your hand. We can take a question or two and then move on to the tip. All right, Stephen, I got you here.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. How are you?
Great. How are you doing?
Pretty good. I think you were the one that was asking about the smart lists last webinar.
Yeah.
You were.
I was. I'm glad to see it. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for incorporating that.
Absolutely.
Definitely a great addition.
All right. Yeah, and thank you for the suggestion. We did push it up the list after you mentioned in the previous webinar.
Great. So quick question, just one quick question regarding the coming soon, the Zapier, the new trigger. Does that also apply to Pabbly, or is it just Zapier?
So we're gonna get our beachhead with Zapier and get it working there. And normally, what our protocol has been is after things are working smoothly in Zapier, we have contacts at Pabbly and Integrately. So then we kind of domino effect it and relay them, ask them to update things on their end as well. Because on Zapier we do the updates ourselves, but in Pabbly and Integrately they like to do the updates on their end for us.
Okay, that's it.
All right, thank you for the question. Good stuff there. All right, I don't see any more hands up here. So yeah, with that, we will move on to the tip of the week. David, if it's all right with you, I'll pass over today's tip of the week to you and we can take it from there.
Absolutely. So we've got a brand new add-on the stock photo library for posts add-on. Over the last few weeks, we started rolling out a new feature for all website admins, where in the backend admin area, you've got access to this stock photo library. There's over 3 million stock photos in there. And so in the admin area, you're able to access this, for example, like when you're editing a web page. However, with this add-on, what it does is it extends access to the stock photo library to your members as well. So when they're, for example, publishing posts on your website, they can quickly and easily find and insert stock photos directly into their posts, really just skyrocketing the value of the content that's being published to your website.
Yeah, and what's exciting about this is we started with this. Everyone still and will always have access to these stock photos in the admin area and moving forward. As David mentioned, this is an extension of that for the front end of your site when you're creating things like blog posts or anything where you're using the text editor on the front end of your sites.
And so we'll get into a demo of how exactly this works from the front end of your website, from like the member's perspective. But before we do that, just giving you a brief overview of the key features of this stock photo library for post add-on. So your members would now have access to that stock photo library. Currently, there's over 3 million stock photos. That should be growing as time goes on. And then the photo library will be accessible directly in the text editor, for example, when your members are creating their posts. So they don't have to go to some third-party website. They don't have to have a subscription or purchase specific stock photos. They'll just be able to open up the library, search for exactly what kind of photo they're looking for, and then with just 1 or 2 clicks, be able to insert the images they want into the content that they're creating on your website. So you can enable access to the stock photo library either for individual members, if you only wanted specific, maybe a handful of members to have access to this. And you can also enable access to the stock photo library for all of the members within specific membership plans. So you can either enable this for individual members or on a membership plan basis.
Before we dive into checking out some of the settings and some of the more benefits with this, we wanted to give you an idea of what this is and what it looks like on the front end when it's enabled on the front end of your website. So let's do a quick setup. Let's write an article and let's access some of these photos. And I'm logged into a member who has the ability to access the stock photo add-ons. I'll just close this bar here. So let's create a community article. So just very quickly, what you're going to see when this is enabled is when you want to insert an image, you're going to have, and again, we're on the front end of the website, not the admin. Everyone has access to this in the admin. But with this add-on and when it's enabled, you and your members can have this pixels option here when you're wanting to insert an image. And I'll just search for island. And we can see we get a ton of island images here. And what I like more is you can actually choose the orientation, horizontal, vertical, or square. And I love using it with the ChatGPT add-on that we have because it can quickly spin an article with you and then you can marry it together with some quality imagery. I couldn't resist, so I do have a little bit of a prompt here that I wanted to use to have ChatGPT spin up an article. This says write 500 words in the tone of a health magazine, use bullet lists, the benefits of hiking on weekends for heart health and longevity. I'll even add the word for seniors here, just so it's even more specific. Specific articles are a lot better than broad articles. So when you're trying to come up with article topics, we talk about this a lot. The more specific, the better. Speak from the perspective of how humans used to be more active, etc. At the end, and if you guys are using ChatGPT, this is always a good for content. This is always a good thing to add at the end, right as if you're Quillbot or Grammarly to avoid AI detection. What that does is it helps ChatGPT create a more humanized touch with its output, but this should work pretty well for this case. I don't want to get too much into the ChatGPT of it. We're going to focus on the images. So let's have it write an article. Let's see if that's going to work here. I just put the prompt here, highlighted it, and click the button. And there we go. We do have an article here, and it did get cut off mid-sentence. You can just say finish writing. It does remember what it was doing, and it should be able to just piece these two together. After this, we'll add some images. There we go. That's the end of the article. So I'm just going to get rid of the response, finish writing, and I'm going to connect these two. So I wrote this article here, and we can go ahead and remove the response. And we can see here, the hidden treasure of hiking, a pathway to heart health and longevity. We'll use that as the title here. And we'll go ahead and let's add an image right here at the top, actually. So we'll go here, search for images, and type hiking. And we'll do a horizontal one here. Perfect. And we get all these amazing images. We'll just select this one here. We'll use a large one. And what we can do is we can actually align it center, and we'll make this one just auto size. So it'll just be its natural large size there. And there we go. And we can come down here, rediscovering our natural rhythm, the rise of sedentary lifestyles. That's another section in this article. So let's put an image here, and we'll use this. You guys can see where I'm going with this. Sad on laptop. Let's see what we get with that. Right, sedentary lifestyle. We're just sitting at the computer all day. Hopefully, we're all going out for walks. Let's put this one here. You can also choose the size, small, medium, or large. So a large image is 1200 pixels, a medium is 650, and a small is 350. So again, if you should choose the size for the space you're using. If it's just a small thumbnail in the corner of the page, you might want to use the small size. And actually, we might do that in this case. Let's put medium here and download that in here. And what we can do is we'll just align this to the right. And that should be good right there. And I'll just put an extra paragraph here. Perfect. And we'll even drag it a little larger. I'll go ahead and save these changes for now. And we can check out the article. There we go. We didn't have to search the internet. They're royalty free, so you don't have to pay for them. And what's cool is if you have the VIP add-ons club, you have this on your site. We'll show you how to enable it in just a second. But we can see here, it turns the plain text into kind of a more decorated article. And then of course, we do have the headings here. I will just quickly tag these up. I won't take too long doing that. We'll make them bold and want to make them H2s. Save the changes one more time. And one more thing here, what I like to do is, we did use it with ChatGPT, we use the pixels, but also if you have the pre-made elements, which everyone does, especially for your blog posts, you can always drag those in here, and you can add a call to action within the article. I kind of like these ones, so if you want people to do something specific, you can. You can put a title, some text, and a button going to a sign-up page or an offer or something that you're advertising or advertising for someone else. And then, of course, you can just create your offer. What's cool is you can click on an image and click on the replace button. And when you do that, the pixels is right there. You can obviously drag an image in, use a URL, or now we can use pixels. So let's search for happy hiking. And okay, this is good here. We'll do medium. We'll insert it. Images are so high quality, I love it. I don't want to say too much of what's coming down the line, but just a sneak peek is you'll soon be able to select these stock photo libraries as the featured image. Right now it is still from the computer. We'll do that in another phase. And then we are looking to team up with other stock photo libraries so we could turn your 3 million to 10 million images or 10 million plus very soon. But what we have here is already super powerful. I don't want to discount that in any way. So let's just save this here, and we'll refresh the page. And we can see here, we're just adding images and everybody is happy. All right, Dave, I'll pass things over back to you here about the benefits of having high quality images in your posts.
Excellent. So I think for the most part, most of these benefits are probably pretty self-evident, but the biggest one being the perceived value, not just of the content itself, but of our website and membership offerings and everything else as a whole, when the content that's being published to our website is accompanied by these really high quality and relevant photos. Again, this is really useful if you're allowing your members to publish content on your website, because instead of just publishing a bunch of text as a post, they can now really easily, really quickly find relevant and always high quality stock photos and insert those into their posts. So this also does help to increase engagement by capturing more attention and encouraging your website visitors to stay on the page a little bit longer. Again, you're probably more likely to stay on a web page if there's some high quality relevant images rather than just a block of text. And that also helps with readability. Breaking up long pieces of text using images makes the text and the post itself much more scannable and easier to read at a glance. It can also help boost the emotional appeal. It's a lot easier to appeal to website visitors, to your readers, through visual cues and relevant images. So being able to quickly find and insert relevant images will help connect better on a deeper level with your audience. It could also potentially help with a lower bounce rate if visitors are more likely to then explore other content on your website. If they see that seemingly a lot of time and effort has been put into creating these posts and pieces of content, they might be more likely to see what other content you have on your website. It can also help with social sharing. I think we're all pretty familiar with the types of posts that typically gain a lot of traction on social media. They're usually either videos or text-based content that's accompanied by super high quality images and graphics. So being able to quickly find and insert these high quality relevant photos can potentially help with social sharing of the posts that have been published to your website. It would also make it more likely that the members who are publishing these posts on your website would be more inclined to share the posts on their own social media when they know that it's so easy and quick to add some graphics and images to their content. And then lastly, increased credibility, just kind of as a whole, packaging this all up. Overall, being able to insert these images directly into the posts and allowing the members to do it will make your content definitely look more authoritative and trustworthy. Again, if we're just comparing a piece of content or a post with high quality relevant images throughout to a post that's either entirely text or maybe only has like one featured image, we'd be much more likely to just immediately kind of intuitively trust and attribute more credibility to the piece of content that has those high quality images accompanying the text.
Also, the benefit to us is our time, and also usually for stock photos, there are free resources out there, but our time to go leave the website, search, come back, or download it to your computer, then upload it to the text editor. It just cuts out so many steps and so much save time. It should just allow all of us to create content a lot quicker on our sites and focus on other aspects of our business, effectively helping us grow our communities a lot quicker. So this is just another one of those quality of life features that can help us all move at ninja speed now, moving forward when it comes to content. All right, so let's get into the settings. First thing you want to do is go to your advanced settings and search for Froella Enable Stock Photo Library. And what you're going to do is you're going to choose which of your Froella editors, because there's different ones with different settings. If you just want to access it for yourself, the website owner, you can tick all of these, but then only give yourself access. We'll talk about it in the next slide. Or if you just want it for your blog articles, just click the Access Media Manager one. That is the super admin one. That's for you guys. But in my opinion, just go ahead and check them all, and then you can choose individual members or membership plans that would then have access to it in all three of their versions of the text editor. So let me show you where that is together. We can go to Settings, Advanced Settings, and I'm just going to search for stock. There we go, it's the first one there. Froella Enable Stock Photos. So I've gone ahead and checked all three of these. That's the first thing everyone should do. After we've done that, we have two choices. You can give entire membership plans. So you can choose a membership plan, and all the members who are attributed to that membership plan can have access to the stock photo library when they're creating posts in the text editor. And that would be in the membership plan settings under the finance section. So let's go there together, and let's go to membership plans. So here, let's say we only want to give this to our higher tiered members. They're paying the most per month. It's a perk for being a higher tiered member, and we advertise that with one of the benefits of the plan is that you can have access to stock photos when you're creating posts. So we are editing membership plan 1, and again, we can just search for stock photo again here, or just the word stock, and we see that it gets filtered, and we can enable free stock images in text editor. So that's what we want to do if we want to enable it for entire membership plans. The next setting is for individual members. Let's say you only want to give this a la carte to specific members. You can do that in the quick edit pop-up when you're viewing your members in the admin area. And I'll show you how you can do that. We can go to search members and we can click on the quick edit pop-up. We can search for the member we want to grant this to. Maybe you're selling this as a perk via digital product. Someone paid $30 or something for access to this, and then you want to go ahead and give them the access they paid for. So you can come to the quick edit, and under the listing settings, when you have the add-on here, it will be here, enable free stock images in text editor, and it tells you what their membership plan setting is. So it's already set to yes for his membership plan, but maybe we want to revoke it for this person. So we could set this to no. So although all the other members in this membership plan would get it, maybe we revoke it for this individual member for whatever reason. That probably won't be the case. It'll probably be the inverse. We're going to grant access to this specific member. And basically this setting will override the membership plan setting and give this member access or revoke access based on the yes or no here. So that's basically it. That's all you need to do. And when the members are accessing their text editors in their member dashboard to create posts or their About Me section, or wherever they are already allowed to add images, they will also get that extra pixels option there to search the stock photo library. And here are just a few bonus tips here. As we mentioned before, you can create a digital product or service, whatever you want to call it, and upsell this as a feature to members. If your site is very content heavy and you have a lot of user generated content and members are creating posts, articles, coupons, events, what have you, you can sell this as an extra perk that they can unlock for their text editors, or you can grant it as an incentive for your higher tiered plans. So members at your premium level can go ahead and grant them access, and that would be a reason for other members to want to upgrade, just another carrot that you can provide. Or the alternative is just give this to all your members and encourage them to just start creating content on your site and having fun, and just turn it into a positive update for your community and make a newsletter announcement that now you can access stock photos and tell them that you went through lots of work to get it done, and they'll be appreciative and happy. And that's one of the cool things about the BD updates, are you can pass that along as information to your community of the updates you provided to them and for them, and they will love you for it. And as mentioned before, I love using this in conjunction with the content blocks and the Chat GPT. You can see how quickly we spun up an article about the benefits of hiking and then just decorating it with images. And not just images, but we can, with the content blocks, we can insert calls to action for different offers. Maybe you have an ebook you're offering. It's a great way to insert that into the article. I can't resist. I just want to share one more thing that's cool about the text editor here. Just again, I like to share some of the ideas here. So here's that article that we were working on. Again, it's about hiking and seniors and the benefits and all that stuff. You know, at the end of the article, we could do, let's get a content block here, and let's just get, let me find something good here. This one here, the list of 3 here. And I'm going to do something different. I'm going to actually say recommended hiking gear. And I couldn't resist. Let's go to Amazon and search for hiking gear. I'll show you why. And this is just fun to do. If, in case you don't know, there's another plugin with the toolbar, the text editor. And let's just search for 3 items here: walkie-talkies, hiking poles, and these gloves here. So I'm just going to take this link here, and actually what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get rid of this. And we do have something with Embedly, where if you have an Embedly, you just need, everyone has it also, it's in the advanced settings, you just need to enable it. And you can put a URL from basically anywhere on the internet, and it's pretty smart. I hope this doesn't backfire on me. There we go. And it does, it's basically checks the URL and finds out it could be an article. In this case, it's a product. And it kind of gets the information from the page there, and then it links to it. So let's get a couple more things here. And we'll go ahead and delete this, and we'll delete the text. Oops, we don't want to paste that there. Do this here, the URL, and let's see if this grabs it. I actually haven't tested this before. Let's see, this one kind of went away. Yeah, it's a little finicky here. I didn't test this before, I should have, but let me just try one more here and then we'll move on to the Q&A section. Let me save the changes. It might be there. I think it's just phantom hidden real quick. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. So we have recommended gear. We can make this a bit larger, and we have these two here. We could add a third one. So you know, we quickly created an article. If you have an Amazon link, maybe you do it this way, but make the button link the link to the product with your Amazon affiliate referral link. Doesn't have to be Amazon, just giving you guys some creative ideas on how you can kind of add more to your articles beyond just the text there. And that was just a quick way to do that. Let me just show you where that Embedly setting is, since I did mention it. If you go to your advanced settings and search for Embedly, same way, you just choose which text editors you want Embedly to work on, and then you'll have this extra embed URL option here. And again, it works great for news, tweets, Instagram posts. There's lots of things, tools that it works with. That way you can just kind of embed stuff into the blog article without doing any complicated embed coding. And with that, we can move on to the questions and answers. I hope you guys enjoyed that tip of the week here. And we have plenty of time today to get to your questions. So if you have a comment, if you need help with your site, this is a great chance to use the raise your hand feature, and we'll see if we can help you guys. And I see Rich has already got his hand up here. How you doing, Rich?
Great, Jason. How's it going?
Going great. Thank you so much. What's your question for us today?
Got some rapid fire questions here for you.
Okay.
Real quick here. So yeah, the stock photos, I know you covered it before, but it's pretty amazing. I've actually already, while you were talking, upgraded our Rockstar paid members to include the stock photos in their membership plan. So what about stock videos? Is that anything in the pipeline?
You know, we're looking at, since you're asking, we're looking at integrating with another solution called Pixabay as well. Let me just quickly search here. What we like about Pixabay is it has images. More importantly, it has illustrations and vectors. So if you search for example, let me just show you the download button. You see, it has icons and graphics too. Yeah. So that can kind of, that's why we're going to target them next. They do have videos, however, and GIFs as well. So I think we're going to start with the illustrations and vectors with them. If we were going to get videos from a stock library, it would be theirs. I don't even know. Let's just search for running, right? Just basic word there. So if we come here and look at it, okay. So what would you do with a video like this in the text area, in the text editor?
I mean, videos are very engaging, and for SEO, as well as, you know, maintaining your people keep on the site. So, you know, whatever the topic is, people like watching videos, I guess. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I think they're just like B-roll, like standard, you know what B-roll is? Yeah, like exactly, yeah. You know, yeah. So kind of like, okay, yeah. But if we were going to explore it, it would be with Pixabay. They're next on our list. We're going to start with their illustrations and vectors first to make those available, and then we can explore other media types as well.
Okay. And then real quick, for the stock photos, to make an announcement to our members or whatever, is there any, you know, I guess we could use ChatGPT or whatever, but I don't know if you have any bullet points or, you know, on the site we could extrapolate from there to kind of explain the value proposition, or.
Yeah, so I guess a good question would be first is like what type of content are your members posting right now to like with their profiles? Are they events?
Are they? Yeah, events and articles be the primary thing, but
yeah, I would just
we can kind of create it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think David covered it pretty much. It's just enriching their articles, making eye candy more appealing.
Right.
And then obviously it's right. Click candy. It's right at their fingertips as well, so they don't have to go anywhere else. Also, it can build their confidence in creating posts, because sometimes they might be at a lack of words, and an image can say
Right.
so much more. So if they're promoting an event or a concert, they could get a stock photo of people having a good time at a concert, and that could just elevate the post that they're creating so much more.
Yeah, absolutely. And the last question, I think you already covered, so maybe you just have a link to it for previous webinar or content. But early on, we did the claim listing feature, and we created these emails. And within the email, there was an embedded direct link right to what we had auto-populated on their claim listing page. But it's been so long ago, I can't really recall how we ended up creating those emails, if you know what I'm saying. So we had a CVS or CSV file, and we sent out a large email out, and then every person, it was personalized. So we had already all of the content that we had extrapolated, and then within the email they could just click and it would go right to their specific listing with all that content.
This has it right here, this protocol. Cool. Let me share this article with you. Perfect.
I figured you had it somewhere, but
yeah, I just shared the blog article link here. There's 3 of them, but this is what you're after: the protocol, website URL, file name. These are the variables to have when you're sending it through the BD admin to them.
Okay.
All right.
And last, just you already covered, but I was switching screens. The Embedly, how do we activate that?
Sure.
Can you illustrate that one last time, and then that's the last of my questions.
So
when you were explaining it, I was switching over back and forth. So
all you need to do is do the advanced setting in this case, and it'll be available.
All right, thanks, man. You guys are crushing it as always. Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate it very much. Thanks, Rich.
Absolutely. Take care.
All right, good stuff there from Rich. Do you see our friend Wilf here? I'm gonna unmute you here. Wilf, how you doing?
Hey, Jason, how are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. How's it going there?
Fantastic. Every day above ground is a good day for me. So
I agree.
once again, you guys are knocking it out of the park, and I appreciate it so much. Okay, so I do have a large list of questions, but I'm not going to bother. If there's time at the end of the call, maybe I can circle back.
Okay, thank you.
But it's kind of a two-headed monster right now. So I'm getting one site established, and I'm getting tricked up a bit on my locations, settings, and then also concerning members and member sub-accounts. And as part of that, going back to the first part, locations, it's understanding how to set up max locations and so forth.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me just backtrack a bit so we're on the same page here. So with the locations, it sounds you're using the multi-location listings you're referring to?
Yeah, so if you look at my site and you were to search for a business, businesses that are in all sorts of geo areas show up in the search results. And so if I want it to be a little more granular, so let's say somebody's in Chicago and they're looking for a Chicago related business, they're seeing in the search results businesses that are in Florida, California, Boston, etc.
Okay, so when a member selects, let me help you out here a bit. Let me stay on this site here, okay? Give me one moment.
Do you want to go to my actual site?
Sure, that might be helpful. What's the name of the site?
Cosmeticspas.com.
All right, just a moment here. All right, apologize for that delay. All right, so we're at your site here, and let's go to a membership plan. And who have you granted access to select multiple locations as an example?
That would be the MedSpa Premium.
MedSpa Premium, okay. So the benefit of this is this is, because let's say I'm a gas station, right? Let's just say that. So I'm a gas station. If I have different locations, I don't necessarily want to use this feature that you're talking about. I want to use the other one that you mentioned, which is the sub-accounts one, which that's a nickname for it. But the multi-member manager. So if I own multiple gas stations, this one here, multi-member manager, I'm the owner of 5 different gas stations. I want a profile or a listing for each individual gas station, which has its own address and has its own phone number, et cetera, et cetera. So that would be a use case for the multi-member manager. For the multi-location listings is, let's say I'm a California home appraiser, just as an example here, and I not only do California, but I also travel to Nevada to do appraisals too. I don't have an office in Nevada, but I do travel there. I'm certified to do home appraisals in Nevada. So with the multi-location listings, I can have my office address part of my listing profile, and then I can choose additional locations around the world, whether it be, and it can choose the region type, a zip code, a city, a county, or a state. The more broad you give your members regions to choose, the more visibility they're going to have on your site. If you let them choose an entire state, they'll show up for any search location for that entire state. So that's a big deal to give to members. So with your cosmetic spas, are these, again, are they individual physical locations that they have, or are they locations that serve or are trying to reach people in nearby areas?
So it's two things really. So we have individual spas that have one location, and then we also have small chains. So the small chains would fit under the members in the sub accounts. So I'm having a little bit of trouble with that. I've got one profile set up that setting.
Okay.
But the other thing is that, yeah, no, these are what I would refer to your location types as are service areas. So I get what you're saying. Your business may be domiciled in one spot, but you have service areas that are contiguous to that.
Right, exactly.
So I get that, but so that's all. I'm just looking for clarity on, should I be using the multi-location function because these are fixed retail locations where the customer comes to them?
I think in this case you want the multi-member manager. So if one cosmetic spa has multiple,
I shouldn't be using both?
you can be using both. I'm going to explain to you how. So what you can do is have the multi-member manager. So one cosmetic spa can also list their additional locations, their additional brick and mortars, we'll call them. So they have an address, they have separate phone numbers, etc. And then in addition to that, to add another layer of visibility to them, what I would recommend doing is, and let me go here to the membership plan under search visibility, what would be a good balance is, because this is local, under here, under multi-locations, I would maybe allow them to select additional zip codes and cities and encourage them to be nearby. They're going to want to attract people in nearby zip codes and cities. So maybe their location is a specific zip code, but maybe they can select up to 10 additional cities and zip codes where they want to attract users from that they might not otherwise be found for unless they selected them here. That would be the best use case, because giving someone like a cosmetic spa countrywide visibility really doesn't make sense, again, because it's a local brick and mortar. Sounds nice in theory, but it's not really relevant. So I would limit it to city and zip, and then allow them to select up to 10 or something meaningful, so they feel like they're getting additional exposure. That's the whole point of this, is the member feels that they're getting additional visibility, whereas the lower tiered members wouldn't have this, and they would just be found for their initial location that they're listed in, not these additional alternate regions.
So given this setting, could this be why on the front end of the website, the search results for a given location are showing results for multiple locations?
Yes, and it should say how that person who's in Florida got found in a Chicago search. It should say in the search results, like they're showing up in a Chicago search because they selected Illinois as a state they serve, right? It should say serves Illinois in that case, or something that complements Chicago. There should be context on the search results page. If you're not seeing that context, and let the support team know, because we did do an update a few months ago where it does show that context, where it does show the service area they selected, which triggered them to show up in a search that is not their main address, a location search that's not their main address.
Okay, I'm wondering if I should use county as well.
Yeah, county, some states have larger counties than others, but it just depends. But I think you'd be okay with one, at least zip code for sure. City is fine. If you want to extend it to county, that would be fine as well. Maybe if you extend it to county, you limit what they can choose. But you could play with these. But again, this is great because it provides additional exposure to your members, and that's what they're paying for to be on your site.
Okay.
All right.
So then on the member sub account, you mentioned I could use both. So given the, like essentially what you're saying, by me checking these boxes, I now have some locations setting like service areas for
Right.
location, but then I can also be using the member and the member sub accounts.
That's right. So a member can have a brick and mortar location, select some service areas nearby, create a sub account at an alternate brick and mortar location, and select some service areas for that alternate one, and continue on like that.
I see. Okay. Okay, that's a bit of a breakthrough. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, no worries there. All right, good stuff there, Wolf, excuse me. All right, we got Teresa here. Always good questions from Teresa. I've unmuted your microphone there.
Okay, can you hear me now?
We can hear you. How you doing today?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
Very good, very good. Where are you calling in from?
I'm calling in from Conshohocken, Pennsylvania, outside of Philadelphia, Montgomery County.
All right, all right. What's your question for us today?
So my site is notarytoday.pro.
Okay.
And one of the problems that I have is I would like to, if you go there.
There we go.
Okay, and you see where if I click on find a notary?
Yes.
There's a search result that comes up, but I would like to have that go to a page, and on that page is a search. I have a search module option. Like if you see where it says right above the navigation bar, where it has the search option there. Can I put that on a page right here as opposed to the results, so that they would have the option to search either by page, by city code, and then I wanted to be able to search by category.
Yeah, you can actually do something here. Let me help you out. Let me see what you're using currently in your sidebar search, if you're using anything. So what we can do is you want to create an intermediary page, it sounds like, right? So they click on it, yeah. Okay, so let's do that together. That'll be nice and easy. I'm not going to make it complicated. I'm going to give you the basics of it, and then it looks like your site is very well decorated. Great job on it, by the way. I like the colors. I'm going to create a page here, and I'm just going to call it Search Now, just something very generic. Okay, and let me get you the search module that you probably want to use. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
This is the quickest way. I know how to find it. We have it listed in the support documentation somewhere, but I'm just going to do the quick way. And you said you want to search category and location?
Search by category, location, or name. Name.
Okay, perfect. And is it just top category or top and sub-level category filters?
Both.
Okay. So,
yeah, yes.
Okay, so let me think what would be best here. I think I can get you close enough to there. So these are this available sidebar modules. Just give me
That is totally
so what we can do, just let me see here. Yeah, what you could do is do you have sub categories, or does it stop at sub?
I have top and sub.
Not sub though. Okay,
no.
That's fine. So what we want is let me search here. We should have a keyword for this one here. Let me search for top, sub, and location. This one here. Okay, let me find that one here. Top, sub, and again, this is the easiest way. I'm just going to get the widget name here is what I'm really doing. So let me see here. Top, sub, location. Here we go. This is what I want. So this is the widget name. So what we're going to do is we're going to create this intermediary page, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a table with 3 cells, and I'm going to do widget equals the widget name, and I'm just going to save that for now. I'll just say search notaries, and let's save the changes. I'll fix the spelling for you. Okay, and we'll take a look at the page now. Okay, great. So you have a page here. Yes, it's basically the sidebar search module, and you can then.
Yes.
It should work. If you have, let's see, attorneys, this should load. Yep, criminal attorney, and then you could put a location, and you have your location. So this you can do this here. So what you can do here, the reason I did it with three is if you wanted to grab, because there are other ones here, the other search options here. Again, I'm just grabbing the widget name here, but you can put like just the keyword, like just search by keyword, and you can put that in another one of these cells here.
Yeah, can you go ahead and put keyword too?
Let's pop it in there. All right. And let me just find the keyword search module. Yeah, so that's this one. We have a documentation on those, but this is just the quickest way I knew how to get it. And let's just save changes. And what you might want to do is maybe change. It's going to use the same title, I think. Yeah, so maybe you can use CSS to hide the title, and you just here's my keyword now.
Can't put them all in one.
So we don't have one with keyword in the categories just yet. You could kind of do a customization to sneak it in there. So I would just use the default ones for now.
Okay.
It's not that complicated actually. We're working on creating category plus keywords ones. Do you want to just keep the category one, or do you want to keep it? Yeah. Okay.
And let's remove that one.
Okay, great. And again, you see how I use the table? It kind of creates a nice little border. It centers it on the page nicely. Another simple strategy.
Yeah.
So now, if you wanted to make people come here, your page is search now, and you can update your design settings, Teresa. I'll do that with you. And you should be all set with this quick update here. So we'll go to home page, search call to action, and find a notary. We'll just do search now. You can always just do /. You don't necessarily need to put the full domain in front, but you certainly.
That was my beginning stages.
Yeah, no worries. I'll help you out here. It's just kind of easier to read in this small space here.
Okay.
So become a notary, search now, but you always want the /, and then the rest of your.
Why do we have the / in the CC?
Let's see where that's going on your site right now. That was there. It says branch with us. It says CC / notary. It's going to Eventbrite.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, gotcha.
Oh, so this one we're going to keep the Eventbrite, because only when it's your own URL to your own site, you only need to start with. So we're going to keep the full Eventbrite here.
Got it. Okay.
Let's save it, and let's just make sure everything's in a good place. We'll go to the home page. I'll open these three up. 1, 2, 3. Okay, search notaries, Eventbrite, and become a notary. Great.
Okay, then I have one more.
Go for it, Teresa.
Okay, so for the hero, the homepage hero, is there anywhere we can make that a motion hero?
Say that again. Hard to hear you there.
The hero image that's here for the homepage.
Yes.
Can we make that like a motion hero, a motion like a video of some sort? I don't know how to get that there.
You can. It gets complicated though. Because you have to take mobile into consideration, and what you want to do on mobile. Do you want to serve an image? And then different screen sizes. If you get to different screen sizes, the video, you have to decide what happens at every stage. You certainly can do it. It's just, and then you have to find the video source. Are you uploading an MP4 to your?
No, we won't do that then, Jason.
Yeah, I know. I made it sound more than it is. It is. We've seen people try to do it, and it looks nice. I've seen more sites in the past do it, but also it also increases your load time on your homepage.
Yeah.
And also, I'll be honest, you have a lot going on your homepage. You have a big main menu, 3 buttons. You have an ad here. I think the video might just, just being honest, it might just add even more to a very busy page already.
Okay.
Right now, you have a pretty good balance here. Video might just add a little too much.
Sounds good.
All right. Great looking site, though. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Let me just see if there's any other hands up. Okay, Martin, I got you here again. Let's try Martin again. There we go.
Hi, can you hear me?
Can hear you now, Martin. Glad we got a chance to get to you. Where are you calling in from?
England.
England. Thank you for staying up late with us.
I keep asking you to do it a bit earlier, but to no avail. But I'm staying away. Just a quick question about pixels. Great asset. I can see that's going to be really useful putting it on the front end. My one question is there any way, or have you got any advice or tips on how we can monitor use of that by clients? I'm just thinking about, if we open the gate to that, they're not going to be too bothered about optimizing images. Is there any way we can measure or gauge their use and the optimization of those images so it doesn't become too heavy on our sites?
Just to begin with, I think the image is coming from pixels to begin with. they've already compressed and optimized them themselves before delivering them. They have their different sizes, the 1200, 650, and 350. So let's actually take a look at the, and I've seen those, they're kilobyte. I think the 1200 pixels is somewhere close to 100 kilobytes or so, which is right on point where a 1200 pixel image should be. But with regard to what you're saying, and I'm not a super expert at navigating this, but I think if you go to your cPanel, because you can check your bandwidth usage on your site. Let me just get rid of this. Let me just do a quick Google search. Check image bandwidth usage, cPanel. Let me just see what they say. Search for bandwidth here. Let's see. I'm just going off speculation. It shows you your bandwidth, and maybe it shows you what where the bandwidth was used from. So if we click here, again, I'm not an expert at this, but I think the answer would lie somewhere here in the cPanel, and maybe you could search for images that have a certain extension, like pixels in the file name, I think or something like that. Or if you could just check image bandwidth from image usage on your site to see if it's gone up proportionally with your traffic, or if it's uneven and it looks unbalanced, or you look for any anomalies in that sense. But the short answer is I think the images themselves come compressed from pixels already, and then of course, if your members are using them, that's always a plus. They're active users on your site. But as far as checking for nefarious activity from your members abusing it, they'll just be abusing it themselves, because it's just representing posts on their own profile as far as their access.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay. So again, this isn't exactly where to go, but there is stats in cPanel somewhere on bandwidth
But
usage.
just know that they're well optimized anyway, so it's probably more danger than uploading their own images and from that point of view. So it's another great reason to use pixels instead.
100%. They've already removed like a bunch of garbage, that like metadata that's part of images sometimes that adds bloat to the file size of images and so forth. So yeah, they've already compressed all that for you.
Thanks a lot.
You're welcome. Good question there from Martin. And I think on that note, we'll take a pause. And thank you guys for an amazing webinar. Thank you, David, for putting these slides together to introduce the new stock photo library. The next webinar will be in 2 weeks. As a reminder, if you haven't already done so, please join the free iPad giveaway in the Facebook group. Just go to brilliantdirectories.com/Facebook and leave a comment on that first featured post up there. The replay will be posted in the Facebook group in just a few moments after this webinar. So if you want to recap something that we covered, also go to the Facebook group and you'll see a recap link, a replay link to this webinar. It's been lots of fun. Thank you guys for the questions. Thanks for sticking with us. Always great to meet with you guys. Next webinar is in 2 weeks. On behalf of myself, David, and the entire Brilliant Directories family, we love you guys. Can't wait to see you in the next one. Have a great day and a brilliant week. Take care, guys.